cold cocks. This actually reminds me of a story of a store that I used to work at. Okay. And one of the assistant managers there was like, she was like sleeping with everybody. I mean, basically, she was like sleeping with like everybody or whatever, right? And
so like there was store bicycle essentially.
Yeah, essentially, like, but. So one of the cashiers in her, one of the cashiers in her and she was like, I don't know, in her 40s or 50s or something, right? And he was probably like in his 50s or 60s.
Oh, so like ran through, goddamn.
And they were banging in the cooler, all right, in like the walk-in cooler.
Oh,
okay,
Bruh.
like in the behind thing.
Yeah, that's normal.
And I was like, this man managed to keep it up in like 20 degrees. Like,
he must have really liked her.
Consistently. I was gonna say he must have really liked her. He must have really like.
Bro's got that super Viagra. Like, holy
I was
shit.
gonna say,
like,
bro took the blue pill. Like it was crazy.
Bro took the blue and bro took the purple pill.
For real. But I was like,
Jesus.
I remember hearing about that, and I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
Just like the sheer lack of blood flow is like. Astonishing, frankly.
He was literally in there cold cocking. So like, just is
absolute sheer force of will right there. Honestly, you gotta respect it.
Honestly,
I'm
that's
sorry.
like the indomitable human spirit, but for fucking.
Like once you're in, you know what I mean. It's kind of fine. You just got to get in first,
probably,
because you know it's you know it's just kind of warm in there. So like,
yeah, you just gotta preheat the oven.
Yeah. Like what? Like you're gonna keep it.
Jax,
keep
what
it
is
warm
going on, Jax? Stop! Just stop. What are these?
The oven.
Preheat the oven.
Incredible.
I don't remember the bicycle comment.
That's so funny.
Oh my god! Did you write a Kama Sutra? Like what the hell?
Do you think
that
they like start before they go in? Like they start and then they like waddle in together, like so that.
Maybe, I don't know.
They're just waddling in like wild, already
just
docked.
like
It's just like,
yep. That's nuts,
dude.
Oh man.
Not agree with the dude's nuts in the cooler.
It's just like, you know, like when the way you waddle when like someone like ties your shoelaces together, so you're just doing like that.
Yeah, they're just going in the cooler like that.
That's crazy.
That's
grief.
Gross. Oh my god.
Yeah, a little bit. It was quite disgusting. She was also the same person who, like, the Pepsi delivery driver opened the back of his truck, and there she was standing just in the nude because they were sleeping together as well.
Oh.
So she was a character.
So she fucked in the back of that truck, probably.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Fucking ran through.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I will give her one thing. Okay. She did what she wanted, and she was quite a free spirit. All right. She did not let anybody stop her.
I mean, clearly.
I guess that's good.
Clearly, yeah. I aspire to be that bold in life. Maybe not doing those exact things. I can't think of any Pepsi drivers off jump that I want to sleep with, but you know,
I can't think of any people I want to sleep with.
Well, that's your thing. That's kind of, yeah.
That's your thing.
That's your thing.
I mean, listen, anybody listening to this, I mean, if you follow our advice we mentioned earlier, you're going to be one of those free spirits.
Yeah, that's actually step 4 to getting a woman is preheat the oven to 350 degrees.
And then show up in the back of her Pepsi truck, completely nude.
If she doesn't have a Pepsi truck,
just standing there, like Superman on top of a building, just like hands on your hips.
Oh God!
The wind's blowing in the jungle.
I still remember one of the times that I was talking to her at the store because I worked with her, right?
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it was just, I remember like knowing the things that I knew. I was just sitting there like fighting the urge to crack up like every time she'd be talking about something. And then it'd be one of those things where like somebody uses enough vague language that you go, okay, I can fill in the blanks here, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like when she actually told like a detailed story, you knew that there was a reason for it. I remember she was like, oh yeah, my son was having trouble sleeping the other night. So I like
did baby mama too? Jesus.
And she was like, "Oh, I, like did his chakras and then sent him to bed."
Is that
and
really
I
that
was like,
surprising considering the amount?
I was like,
The amount of raw freezer sex he is having. Literally raw.
raw, bro.
That shit, literally cold turkey. Like, goddamn. Like,
do you think you
said
become
a
more
Supposed to
fertile
get
in
the
the
suds
freezer,
or something.
or
Yeah. I
okay,
don't
now
know,
this
man.
all leads me back to a very important question, which means,
Oh, no.
which is, did you fuck her?
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
good.
Number one, I had a girlfriend at the time, and number two,
she's probably
I
not
wouldn't have
that
stopped her.
she very quickly was not a fan of me because I did not
fuck her.
go along. No, I mean that might have been it. Honestly, that might have
Did
been
not
it.
just like rip
Yeah.
her clothes off.
I will say one thing: at least she would have been really experienced. So, but anyway, like I wasn't attracted to her to begin with. Okay, but well, I mean that's the thing is like you want somebody like at least if somebody knows what they're doing, you're gonna probably have a good time, right? But like
Not if like
At
you
the
get a
same-
venereal disease after the
It's
fact.
true.
Well,
Yeah.
us three wouldn't know, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's true. Yeah,
I would not only not know, but I also wouldn't care. Anyway,
That's
go
fair.
ahead.
So, but it's one of those things where like she kind of like ran the store.
Yeah, in more
Because
ways
like
than one.
well, I wasn't gonna put it like that, but it was very clear that she was like the store manager's favorite, right?
I wonder
So-
why.
Also not hard to understand.
Well, she
This is too easy, dog.
okay. I have details that I can't share anymore.
Fucking literally would
Well,
literally
yeah,
would
but-
fucking pro bono. Like, God,
Yeah.
like
I mean, yeah, it's true.
boner.
I shouldn't really say it anymore because there are some rather damning but funny things that if the
please
wrong
continue.
people found this podcast, it'd be quite
But
damning.
we get 100 views. No one gives a fuck.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, so they stopped sleeping together when she figured out that he was into golden showers.
Okay.
There was the one
that's
thing, and then
insane.
the other thing,
Holy
the
shit.
other thing
fine.
too was that
Cover your
the other thing too was that the first time they slept together was at his wife's birthday party.
Nice.
So there's that.
W.
So there's that. But it was very clear that like he was her favorite. So like she kind of ran the store, and like when he actually went out on like disability leave when like shortly after I got to that store because that was a store that I got promoted to. And she was like trying to run the store and be like the big boss, and then like a new manager came in to run it who actually knew me and was cool with me. And that other woman was none too happy about, like somebody like coming in and being essentially the head bitch. Right. So she very quickly was not a fan of me, because I didn't like just do whatever she wanted. So, she did not like me very much.
Very nice.
And I think any chance I would have had if I were interested kind of died there anyway. So
Man, you missed your shot.
missed my shot
did
at
a soap
crabs,
opera,
bro.
dude. You were in like a that was the place that you worked at sounded like a TV show.
It was.
It was pretty funny.
Soap opera shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Working at Walgreens is
Here's the
basically
other
being on
thing,
live
and I don't-
reality TV.
I don't mean to like appearance shame or body shape. Was like she like attractive at all? Like, how did she get away with this? Like,
I'd say she was decently attractive. Yeah. I think it's just that like number one, she was like a really, really like confident in herself woman. And like
Right.
she was very sure of who she was and what she was about. And like
and we know
even
what
though-
she was about.
it's true, yeah.
She was about boning.
She was about boning, but like she was just a very like go get 'em style person. Like, and I'm not even talking about fucking, like she was just a person of action, really. Like she would constantly like work overtime to like if it was needed. She wasn't just like she wasn't okay, listen. We gotta move away from the fucking metaphors
too
at some
easy.
point.
It's just
But,
too
like,
easy.
But like if
Bro's
something
dunking
needed to
on a
get done,
kid's basketball hoop right now.
You know, it's like that one image of like Venom dunking on
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
but like whenever what is it, like whenever something extra needed to get done and like it was approved for her to stay after and work on it, she was just doing it, and she would even like be volunteering for it and that sort of stuff. And she was always like, oh, do you need me to switch? Yep. Or like if somebody needed her to,
Now
if
there's like a
somebody needed
challenge
her to
between me and
switch with
Jax,
them,
honestly.
but it's not a challenge. It's literally just layup after layup. But yeah, so like whenever something needed whenever like a big project needed to happen, she was always like really good at those, and she was always just like, leave me alone, I'm gonna do this thing.
The projects parentheses cold cock.
The worst part is it's funny. Okay. Like I'm trying to be fair
she's like,
here,
yeah, I gotta go.
right?
I gotta go work on these projects. These 2 really big projects.
Yeah, for real.
He's so over it, but he wants to get through the story so bad.
Yeah, I do. So, but
Yeah,
like
these are category 5 projects, actually.
yeah. The problem is that like she mostly had only worked under one manager like ever, and the reason that she was like so comfortable and like confident at work, part of that anyway, I mean, part of it was who she was. The other part was that she kind of was the favorite, you know, and she kind of ran the place.
Yeah, I wonder why she was the favorite.
We already said this joke. We can't recycle them. You know?
Mystery. Mystery is
If
crazy.
if the pick and roll works, the pick and roll works. You know,
We can't run it back.
It's a crazy coincidence, yeah. But I mean, it's one thing too where like she had already been kind of passed over for like a promotion, and I think it's just because like
Passed over. I'm sure she was.
this got passed over.
none of you are free from sin.
We need some more of those fucking wafers, bro.
We're going to hell.
It's true, for real.
This
Yeah.
episode.
We need some more of that cheese juice, bro.
This might as well just be the episode God sees at the pearly gates.
None
and
of
they're
us
like,
are
"Yeah,
going to
these fuckers ain't
heaven.
going anywhere."
True. But yeah, I think it was just like she clearly didn't like work well enough with others that she ended up leaving the company and just kind of like walking out after she basically like tried to give the district manager an ultimatum of like her or me, and the district manager said, well, I don't see him acting this way. So she ended up moving to it. I mean, I don't know if he knew about all that.
Probably not. He's just a manager. He ain't there ever.
He probably wouldn't have even cared anyway.
No.
It's one of those things where like, as long as the work got done, it was probably like a who cares, you know, type deal. But it was one of those things where like she ended up leaving the company after being at a different store for a couple of months. So it became kind of clear to me that like, although she definitely was a good worker and like she definitely knew her stuff, she benefited greatly from being at that same store for as long as she was. So, but I can understand why somebody like would be attracted to her. I wasn't, but I could understand why somebody could be.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, I mean, well, because it's one of those things where like, you know, when you meet somebody that's very sure of themselves and like if they wanted to spend time with you, right, you know, like then that would be a good sign that like, you know, okay, there is something like when somebody knows exactly what they're about and they want to be about me, then that's pretty cool.